As the daughter of 2 World War II veterans, I revere the sacrifices of the men and women who made our freedom possible. I had the privilege of caring for our veterans in the VA as a doctor. I've witnessed firsthand the unconscionable inefficiencies of the VA. Our veterans need access to the best care, anytime and anywhere they need it. To all those who have followed the call of duty, this duty is owed in return by a grateful nation. I'm Nan Hayworth, and I approve this message.
And not only did she approve the message, she is actually here as she is running again to retake the seat that she lost to Congressman Patrick Maloney, a Democrat. And welcome, great to see you.
Thank you, Steve.
So
it's great to be with you.
All right, so why are you running again?
Well, because I know we can do so much better, Steve, and I do have the blessing of having had a career as a doctor. I'm a mom, 2 sons, now 23 and 21, and I've been a neighbor.
That looks impossible. You don't look old enough to have that happen.
You are so kind, sir. Yes, well, I can tell you the years, but yeah. And it's
the 19th CD.
It's the 18th now. It was the 19th.
Oh, okay.
And now it's the 18th.
They tried to pull a fast one on me, yeah.
Oh, no, because it changed in 2012.
Right.
New York, high taxes, high regulations, we've lost 2 congressional seats.
Yeah.
So now it's the 18th district, and I've lived there for nearly 30 years, so.
It's a crazy time. Obama's approval rating out today, the lowest it's been. Democrats' approval rating, the lowest it's been in like the history of the ABC News Washington Post poll. I mean, it's a bad time for America, but it's a good time for someone like you who have answers to these problems to be out there looking to get in.
Well, exactly, it is. And our current member of Congress, Congressman Maloney, has voted 80% of the time with the president and with the congresswoman he'd like to make Speaker of the House again, Nancy Pelosi. That in our district is a pretty disastrous record, and people are suffering from burdens that needn't be there.
And you know, you as a doctor, I mean, when you see what's going on, you talk about the veterans. Now we talk about, and we're not even mentioning Obamacare, which is a total disaster. Right. They're not even talking about what the new premiums will be until after the election. That's all political. But what's most important, the most important problem we face, not ISIS right now, I mean, it's Ebola. How could we not have the borders closed with Africa, where infected countries and infected people are coming into this country?
Right. I think we do have to have travel restrictions, Steve. As a doctor, I know, having worked with patients who have infectious diseases, this disease can be transmitted through droplets. So the problem is if someone who has the active virus sneezes or throws up or has other fluids coming out of his or her body, those who are exposed to the droplets in the air could become ill. So we really need to treat this, and it's a very deadly disease, so it's not like catching a cold. So we need to treat this with a much higher level of seriousness, and I think we do have to have travel restrictions. We can get folks in and out who want to provide aid.
Absolutely.
And that's a very important role, and you
make exception. You have charter flights, military flights, whatever.
Precisely. Yeah. We have, and I am praying for the safety of our troops who are over there now, helping to try to control this epidemic.
We know, some of us, that government is not the answer, and of course, while we have to have a CDC, but nonetheless, we don't have a CDC that appears to be very effective or very organized right now, do we?
Precisely. Unfortunately, there is a lack of confidence, and this is the latest in a series of confidence-challenging maneuvers or statements or actions by this administration. So there was this reassurance that was really quite firm. It's not going to come to the United States. Now, I, as a doctor, listening to that, thought, I don't know quite how it couldn't come to the United States since we have modern-day air travel, and now that it is in this country, we are a much more mobile population than the folks in most of West Africa. So it really is seriously time to stem that flow from the source.
What would you like to see the Republicans do in Congress? So you're in there next year, new term. What would you like to see happen?
I'd like to see them lift burdens from the folks who are suffering the most, and that is folks in our middle class, working families, small businesses, you know, our Main Street mom and pops. You mentioned the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, Steve. People's premiums are unaffordable.
And deductibles. That's
exactly,
a killer.
Are unaffordable. And our current congressman supports that entire agenda. Try to get a loan or a mortgage from a community bank or community lender. Very difficult to do. Why? Dodd-Frank is tying everybody up in knots. The regulators are running rampant over the U.S.
Give
public.
folks your website if they want to find out more and contribute, maybe.
You bet. It would be great. Nan Hayworth, NanHayworth.com. Since there's a lot of spending going into our district by the Democratic side because they're worried about Mr. Maloney.
Sure. So you need
we could use
all
the
the
help.
help you can get out of this. And Dr. Nan Hayworth, ladies and gentlemen, go to her website and find out more and contribute if you feel the need to. And before we go, I have a question for you folks out there. Do you think President Obama is handling the Ebola crisis properly? I want you to go to newsmax.com/polls and cast your vote right now. We're coming back with Republican strategist Noel Nickford. Don't go away.